Here's the reason why I say you should go from the trenches on offense over anything else on your team. The reason why you have to focus in on your offensive line. And it's from something that the Chicago Bears did. When you look at the Bears under Ryan Pace, in Ryan Pace's time here, he drafted 7 wide receivers. We are now down to one of those wide receivers possibly getting a second contract in Darnell Mooney. In his time here, he drafted Daz Newsome, Darnell Mooney, Riley Ridley, Javon Wims, Anthony Miller, Daniel Braverman, who was a name I couldn't remember yesterday. He was the practice squad guy, and Kevin White. And none of these guys outside of maybe Mooney are going to get to a second contract. This is the reason why I say you have to focus on the trenches. You got Mitch weapons. Now, granted, were all those weapons used? No, you didn't really use Riley Ridley at all. Anthony Miller was a weapon, but he couldn't stay healthy. Kevin White was hurt the entire time. But you went out and tried to find Mitch weapons. You didn't try to find Mitch a line that was going to keep him alive to get the ball to those weapons. This is why you focus on the trenches. You can draft all the receivers in the world. And again, you can find those wide receivers. You can find those guys. We found Darnell Mooney in what? Late rounds, right? Was Darnell Mooney a fit? No, Anthony Miller, I think, was a... Where was Darnell Mooney drafted? 5th round? Or was Darnell a second? Darnell might have been high. But my point is, right, when you're looking at those weapons, you can find those weapons. They're out there. Can you find those pieces that are going to keep your quarterback alive long enough for you to get the ball to those weapons? Can you find the guy that's going to get the ball, that's going to keep your guy alive long enough for him to get, for the weapons to run their route? Shout out to the chat, said Miller was the 2nd round pick. Mooney was the 5th. Yeah. Can you... Are you even going to have the time for your guy to actually make a move, right? Because that was the thing that Nick Foles complained about. It wasn't that the play didn't work. He didn't have time to execute the play. He didn't have time for Anthony Miller to run an out route because he was going to be down on his back already. An out route, a simple little... That's the reason why I say I like what Ryan Poles did. Would I have liked him to address it a little bit earlier in the draft this year? Yeah, but we got more picks next year. I'm okay. You found us a left tackle in the 5th round this year? Love it. Hope he plays well. Think the guy's great. I think we're pretty solid on that line. I like what you did there. Would have liked you to go a little bit higher on that. But hey, when you fix the trenches, then you go get your weapons. All these national nerds that are talking about they did nothing for Justin Fields, they weren't able to get him any weapons, he's not going to be able to find anybody to throw the ball to. I can find that guy. You're not going to find another George Pickens. We said that about Justin Jefferson, who then said that about Jamar Chase, who's now saying that about George Pickens. That guy's findable more often than not. The guy that's hard to find are the guys that are going to keep the quarterback alive long enough for him to deliver it to that guy or for that guy to be able to make his route quick enough. That's why you focus on the trenches first. And I saw that right when I heard Daz Newsome got cut. I was like, that's crazy that there's only one guy left from 5 years. 5? How long was Pace here? 7 years of Ryan Pace? 7 years of Ryan Pace. You've got one wide receiver left that might get a second contract. I think I figured out the issue. Hey, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. As always, man, hit that like button and subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago Bears daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago Bears, how Bears talk, man. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man.